Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cantina Mex Football Podcast. We're on episode 504. It is official. Cruz Azul is eliminated from the Champions Cup. Today, they were up 1-0, but a handball allowed LAFC to score a PK at the very end. The game was already over, though. 4-1 on aggregates. And that means we will have a new champion in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. We're not done, though. Tonight, we're going to have America face off against Nashville. The first leg was a uneventful 0-0 draw, so we are expecting America to do something tonight. Aside from that, we have a lot of drama going on in the league and a recent announcement getting Netflix Mexico full rights for the Gold Cup and the Nations League. It definitely caused a lot of drama in our group chats today. It's always interesting to see what people are yelling about. But before we start off, welcome everyone. Cantina MX, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter Spaces, we're basically everywhere. We also have a Discord server, so reach out to us on our socials, ask for the invite, and we'll catch you guys in from wherever you are in the world. Welcome. We are going to kick things off with Hueli. Hueli, welcome to the show.
What's up, Jaime?
To no one's surprise, Cruz Azul eliminated from Champions Cup. It wasn't enough.
Yeah.
They lost 3-0 in the first leg, and they just weren't able to turn it around.
I don't think they're taking the cup as serious. During this, obviously, they shouldn't be getting their asses handed to them like that. The good news, though, Jaime, I don't know how this qualification works, but the rumors are true. Chivas will be in the next champions.
Yeah, that is very good news. It's been a long time since Chivas were in the Champions Cup, so I'm very glad that we are returning, well deserved, and maybe get a shot at going to the Club World Cup. It's been almost 10 years.
I don't even know how that works. They haven't even got into Liguilla. Like, does a white owl show up to your door with an envelope? I still.
Yeah, where's that hat? You had to go into the Champions Cup.
They keep getting those invites from Chivas.
We were invited.
We
were invited, and Amaury just kept throwing away the invitation.
He wasn't opening them. Which just reminds me of Ovid, right? His new sleep.
Yes.
What was it? The Sounders?
Yeah, that was
sleeping under the stairs.
Yeah, for those that don't know, it came out like a week ago or two that Obed found out that this whole time, he was approached by the Mexican national, team, I think Villini, and I guess Seattle just never let him know. Like, Seattle would just decline the invitation and didn't even bother telling Obed. Imagine, bro. Imagine you're just balling out for your club and you realize, dude, like, this whole time you rejected us. Like, rejected what? I never got the message. That's dirty, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lilini ends up going to, I think he went to Alaska. He probably just wanted to go there. I think Seattle would have been closer, but he goes and meets him in person and he lets him know. He showed up in his flying motorcycle. He accepted, which I'm glad he did. I think he got his second start at Atleti, which was not easy, especially with Simeone as coach.
Yeah, I don't know if did he play today?
I don't know today. I guess over the weekend that I saw.
I know that Atletico Madrid eliminated Barcelona today, but I don't know if Obed played at all.
Oh, I don't know about this game, but yeah, I was watching some Lamini hate about it. he's the youngest player to be eliminated 4 times. And I'm like, that's not really something you want to use against this guy. He's still very young and he's playing at that really high level.
That's a very dirty fact, because you can say the other side, he's the youngest player to be featured in 4 champions. Like, you could pick the good or the bad, but you decided to give, to be a hater, man.
Of course. Yeah. It is, and it's like how many players his age have played that amount of games. Yeah, I just think because he's really good, and there's going to be those obvious comparisons to Messi and Ronaldo and other really good players, but I mean, let the dude do his thing, man.
Let's talk about Dennis Bouanga. This kid, he's not a kid anymore, but he was a nightmare for Cruz Azul in that first leg. He made Lira look pretty embarrassing and got the goal today. It was a handball, PK, 97th minute. The game was already kind of liquidated, but nonetheless, I think Cruz Azul very disappointing for your current champion. So go out in the manner of which they did, quarterfinals.
I don't know. We talked about it, but Vela now owns a part of LAFC.
Does he?
Yeah, he's one of the owners now, which is like. I feel a lot of these dudes could have done that, like Gio and Chicharo. Similar when they came to MLS, they could have done something very similar.
LA Galaxy wouldn't do that, would they?
I don't know with the Galaxy, but they still could have been still involved at some point because they both had the potential and they started really good, man. Gio, I remember his first, I don't know if it was like 10, 20 games. This guy was just unstoppable. Then I don't know, it could have been psychological, some with Chicharo, and then they just gave up,
Well, I think it's a different circumstance because, if you look at LAFC, Carlos Vela was their first signing. He was their franchise player. He was the poster boy, right? It's a little bit different situation with Chicharo and Gio Dos Santos. Like, LAFC or LA Galaxy is already established, and
yeah, but you can still own you don't have to be like a majority.
Even Beckham didn't even get that offer.
He did.
Not with Galaxy.
No, it was part of the deal for him to be that he could own, and I think he just went to do his own thing.
So you mean, but that's a different situation, right? Because David Beckham, you could argue, was still in his prime when he decided to go to MLS. So the league in its entirety, it wasn't just LA Galaxy luring him in, it was the entire league. Like said, dude, we'll give you everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a little different circumstances.
So now, so the last owner, Chicharo is going to be working for Fox Sports, I believe.
Yeah, that is going to be a nightmare situation.
Is it in English or Spanish? Because I don't know. I just saw Fox Sports. I didn't really stop to see if it was going to be in the English broadcast or the Spanish. Or both. We could do both, I guess. We could jump from one side to the other. And then Gio actually made some good money. He invested in. He made some wise investments. I heard he got his bag.
So I'm pulling up the receipts here. When David Beckham signed with LA Galaxy in 2007, the MLS gave him a unique contract clause that he could buy an MLS expansion franchise at a heavily discounted price. So that is how they courted David Beckham in 2007.
That's how I would have liked Costco reporting it.
But like I said, you're saying that Chicharito and Gio Dos Santos were never gonna get that kind of offer.
Yeah. No, not to own. I'm not saying not to own, but not to outright own the whole team, but to own a stake in it, like a small percentage. And then these are players that you're sort of iconic for them, and because of the community they represent. I think that gave them even more worth. Where you kind of want to have them around, sort of like Real Madrid kept a bunch of players around for years, in different roles. And it's kind of like that. Chivas kind of doing it, although the players involved right now are the iconic ones. Tiburon and not Tiburon, it's not. Who is it? He was getting called man, and then when the team started good, people stopped talking about he's still there. The power sucks. The thing sucks, and the team wasn't looking good. Everyone wanted to kill this guy. My team's doing well, it's kind of forgot about him. They're just saving him. They're waiting for the team to suck again, and they're gonna start fucking this guy up again. But Chivas has a couple times like that. They're involved. So I do think they could have done that, because a lot of these dudes, you rarely hear like what a lot of players do after they retire. Most of them, the ones that we get to know the most are, coach or some type of directivo, and then a lot of people in the media now, different roles as media.
Yeah,
you don't really kind of see. Yeah.
With Chicharito joining Fox. Oh my! Like, do they know what they signed up for? I don't know. Like, if you outside of soccer, dude, this guy won't shut the fuck up. And it's like, you see it on his streams, right? And I'm like, dude, you are not this annoying. Like, Gallito es más bonito. I just feel like he was scoring, and that was what spoke volumes. But now, in the later half of his career, he just won't stop talking. And I would love to see him in a media format where they're gonna have to cut him off, or where he's gonna be, interrupting, and it's gonna make me. I'm gonna have to start watching the broadcast in English this year.
I think Turkey at WWF behind the scenes. Kind of kid. And I'm pretty sure it's very similar, because it's sports entertainment. And I saw this one, it was a documentary, I forgot which one. And Vince McMahon was feeding live to the play-by-play to the announcers. He was telling them what to talk about or what to say. And it's kind of like that, They have like an earpiece, and if they get stuck or whatever, they have someone there to so they don't shit the bed. And then they could before the match sort of coach him,
It's gonna be a wild World Cup. America Nashville game is just about to kick off in el Estadio Azteca. We also have Rifado joining us tonight. Welcome, Rifado.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I caught the tail end of that Obed talk, and I don't know if you guys talked about it, man, but there was this one-on-one against Barcelona, not today. He didn't play today. He did not play. He played against Barcelona like a week and a half ago, and he totally shut down Rashford, man. And even though they lost, dude, he played the full game, and he had Rashford in the pocket. And I don't know if you guys like a race Rashford, but I had high hopes for him at Manchester United. He kind of fell off, but he's really finding form for Barcelona, where Hansi Flick doesn't know who to start sometimes on the left.
Wow.
So, for him to be shutting this guy down, one of the best in the world right now, I really do think Rashford is just like that. Obed Vargas is just cementing himself as a real force to be reckoned with. And I'll be very disappointed if Vasco doesn't utilize him like as a starter.
What is he? So what's his position?
He's a six. He's like a marauder. He's just breaking shit down all day, and I think Simeone likes him over what's the American guy who's also a six, Johnny Cardoso. So everyone was hyping up Cardoso because he was friends with the Heat, and then electrical Madrid bottom, but it looks like Obed is beating him in that sixth spot. So Obed, man, he's a fucking man, and Aguirre better recognize you, because like I don't know, man, like whoever you put there, Edson in that form, Vida got exposed over the weekend. Obed's the guy.
Yeah, and you have these rumors like Diaz mentioned on the last episode of Marcel Reis, like he's fucking trying to get back in, which would be crazy. Like he's really, really pushing himself to get back in despite his injury. He does not want to miss out on this World Cup. So, the midfield position, man, it's cutthroat. It's up for grabs. It's anyone's.
Yeah, for me, Obed, Vargas, and Hidalgo are the two main guys, and then I don't know who the third guy's going to be. He's going to be Mora. He featured over the weekend. That's going to be greedy. He looked good. There was a scary moment in which he got fouled pretty harshly. Watch out for my boy. But he got up, like it was nothing. And he's good, man. Like I think he needs to find his form, and Vasco's got to call him up.
Something rubbed me the wrong way today. I was trying to watch the Cruz Azul match, and during the commercial break, I saw a Fidalgo advertisement with the Mexican national team shirt. I'm like, wow, they wasted no time putting this dude on promo.
It's the Televisa connection, man. They have a soft spot for their boys. Fidalgo was a loyal servant.
Hey, I have a pretty large TV, like a 77-inch TV, and Fidalgo's ears took up, like they extended past the screen. That's how fucking big his ears are, man. And I have big ears. I was when I was a kid, everybody called me Dumbo. I grew into them, but as one person with big ears, like I can recognize this dude has, like, maybe that's why he's so good at midfield. He has like sonar, he can just like sense. You can just sense the opposition.
You can hear you coming, yeah.
You can hear the grass grow on the sidelines, dude. It's crazy.
But he's like high skin fade. It does him no favors, man.
I know, man.
You gotta hide that shit.
Speaking of Televisa, maybe we'll wait for later on in the segment, but the big news today was Netflix Mexico securing the broadcasting rights for the Gold Cup and the Nations League. Joel, why is this such a big deal in Mexico?
Well, because now you have to pay. Televisa usually is open air, You just watch it from your house. Now you need, and it's kind of gone that way. We were talking about last week about how you need all these apps or these streaming services to watch Liga MX, and Chivas is in Amazon Prime. Now it's not just clubs. Now it's the national team. Granted, it's just two tournaments, but it's like it's gonna price a lot of fans out.
Look, for me, I find this nothing but good news because we have this conglomerate, Televisa, who's kind of had the Mexican national team in their back pocket forever. And, for Netflix to show interest and want to even consider buying the rights, that's good. For me, it's like, let's shake shit up. Let's fucking...
Good for who? Because, look, if it's free, that means you have little kids in some rancho out in the
ya
woods
todos tienen
watching.
su pinche teléfono, güey. Ya esa excusa ya no vale, man.
Nah, man. There's still a lot of poverty in Mexico. There's still places that don't get internet. I know in the bigger cities, we're just thinking of the big cities, Guadalajara and Monterrey, but there's way more to that, man.
I believe
All
it
that
like 10
people-
years ago, but I don't believe it anymore. The reason why I say that is, my parents are from like Rancho Humilde. Like we're talking, there's like one tower, and that's where, if you're not within line of sight, you don't get reception. And, like back then, yeah, you had to rely on whatever you could get over the air, right?
Yeah.
And now, dude, when I go visit my family, dude, they got better phones than I do. I'm like, what the? You guys have smartphones and shit? Like, dude, they have advanced. Where there's a will, there's a way. And, everyone's on fucking Facebook and on their fucking cheese man. And, like, it's crazy because, like, I go to Mexico to get away, to get disconnected. And then you go over there and, like, wow, you guys have internet out here in the fucking rancho? Like, all right. It's not that bad.
Yeah, well, it's probably like the people that can get internet or just have to pay for it, but they might not. They could just go to those pirate sites and watch it through there.
And
But it's changing the culture where it used to be you could do like maybe a family viewing and stuff like that instead of like around the telephone or a pad or whatever they have. And I think those people, the people that are low income, that they can't be able to connect it to the TV. And so it's just changing the way, it's always changing, but this is going more that route. Because, look at the World Cup even now. It's the most expensive.
yeah, I understand.
And this guy was showing his ticket from 2006, 20 years ago
Like
for
30
Germany.
bucks?
Yeah, bro. And now they'll get you a hot dog and soda combo. that's what you'll get, man. Which you got to the point. I don't know if you saw the news. FIFA's gonna ban tailgating. So
That's some bullshit.
you have. but that's kind of where it's going, and
That's the
what
one
happened
thing.
in Mexico.
How are you gonna take away the most American culture, which is tailgating? Like, that's part of our shit. Like, alright, the World Cup was in fucking Qatar where you couldn't even look at a woman or have alcohol, and we respected those fucking customs. Now you gotta respect our customs, which is the games at night, like 6 p.m. Guess what? We're going to the fucking parking lot at 10 a.m. We're gonna get fucking clobbered. We're gonna barbecue. We're gonna drink. We're gonna have our fucking mariachi banda. By the time the game starts, we're still out in the parking lot because we're fucked up, man. You're taking that away from us? Come on, man.
It's gonna be difficult to enforce because unless they just start canceling your tickets, but it's a whole mess. But
I want to see security of whatever personnel that people's gonna. I want to see them go to a fucking Kansas City game and tell these fucking hillbillies that they can't tailgate. I want to see that shit. I want to see that shit go down. It might start a civil war, bro. Like you tell a red-blooded American in Kansas City that they can't go and tailgate at their own fucking parking lot, dude. It's not gonna end well, son.
Especially 4 hours before the match.
Not saying that they're into football, but there's still a majority that is into like soccer. I think there's still like the Chiefs, and there's a lot of stadiums that are part of this. In Dallas too. Like, dude, tailgating is just American culture. Like, that's the one thing I'm like I actually like about the American culture is tailgating.
That's what I'm saying. Like how some stuff like this, it slowly starts eating up the culture at certain ways that things were done. So we kind of saw it in England, where before they would have cheap sections, the standing rooms, and then when they switched to EPL and everything got fancier, they sort of priced a lot of fans.
Yeah, they call it the
Where it's
cop.
like you used to be able to take your family, and then it became like just you and your mate or whatever. You weren't just going to be able to do that
I would
anymore.
say though, in the lower levels, it's still like that. It's not like the EPL, like the top league. Yeah, you did lose that. You got priced out.
Oh, the lower league.
But the lower league, like if if you watch Welcome to Wrexham, it's still like local.
It's still that.
Yeah.
And I bet that's why. Hearing you mention it, I bet that's a big part of why it's thriving over there. Where those lower leagues still have big fan bases.
Yeah.
Compared to Megs, where like the fans just not really gonna show up for the second division teams. But just in staying on that theme, because something that happened, so like in Mex used to be like pretty mom and pop, the kind of family going to a soccer game. I remember there was no Barra Bravas really. The closest you had was Pumas, and you would have like you would see old people in the stands, and then now it sort of switched. Like in the mid-90s, all of a sudden, all these teams started getting their hooligans, and you started getting fights. And we saw something that was going viral with, it was some Cuba fans at a Monterrey game, and someone was recording this dad hitting the son in the back of the head. He smacked him like 3 or 4 times. And it was like child abuse. But then the full video came out, and this kid threw a cup. I don't know if it was...
He threw beer, and his dad scolded him for doing that.
For throwing the beer.
Yeah.
That alone should be reason enough. But yeah, that's dangerous. I mean, especially Monterrey, man. They're known for one thing, throwing hands. Like, they even fight each other. So it's like, dude, you endangered, depending where it landed, they could just catch an ass whooping.
Yeah.
And that was just something you didn't see before.
But we're bringing it back to the Netflix thing, and I do want to get Rifalo's opinion on this. For me, it's like, what are we really losing by having the Gold Cup go to Netflix? Because aside from Mexico, like, let's be honest, man.
We as Pochos lose nothing.
Haiti, fucking Jamaica, Panama. Like, do Mexicans really watch those matches? I don't think so. So
they do, bro.
Nah, way. Maybe like the ones that are in the.
You're forgetting the little kids, man.
I don't think kids are watching soccer, man. I'm telling you, bro. They're watching they're watching streamers, and they're not even watching cartoons anymore, bro.
Bro, you're not seeing this group of young Mexican talent. There was even a little clip that kind of went viral too of Hormiga in the stands cheering for Chivas.
Yeah, but he's like, that's an exception, not the rule, dude. I don't think the younger I mean, look at Italy, dude. Look at Italy. Italy, like they said, the younger generations don't even care about soccer, and it's evident with the national team not making it to the World Cup. Like, it's having a generational effect. Like, we've lost that Italian, like the 90s, like Italy from the 90s, like all those star players. Like, we're not gonna have another generation of that anymore. They're now they're into F1. They have like the youngest kid doing F1. So I don't know, man. Things are changing for sure. But I personally think, I love the fact that Netflix is going to be broadcasting Gold Cup. I would love to see if the VPN trick will work, because I would love to catch a broadcast of a soccer game on Netflix. I don't think it's been done before. They've done tennis, they've done boxing. I have yet to see like a live soccer game on Netflix. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's a curious
something
experiment.
They were pushing for. Yeah, this sport, they've been pushing for this. And yeah, if it's successful, I think eventually that's how we're going to be seen. But we're already seeing it with Chivas. I never thought Chivas would be on Amazon or a Gold Cup on Netflix. That shit was, unheard of. I mean, and these two companies have been around a while now. Amazon started selling books.
Yep.
Netflix used to be, video rentals that they mailed it to you and you watched the movie and mailed it back. Imagine watching the game like that. They mail it to your house and you watch it a week later. But yeah, here we are, Jaime.
Rifalo, what are your thoughts on this Netflix takeover?
So for me, it's good. It's good because it's such a huge, it's the premier media, platform. Everyone's got it. So like you immediately open, the door to like so many possible users to enjoy it, right?
No, but this is in Mexico. This is in Mexico.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but
we have to see how many Mexicans pay for Amazon. I mean, not for Amazon, for Netflix.
Well, like most Mexicans have Netflix, I think. And these people that you talk about, they do exist. My parents, they watch like YouTube of like the Mexican ranchos in like Guerrero and Morelos, and there's like people that like literally like eat bugs and shit, like have like bunny ears.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, like, but they're far and few though. They're far. They're not the. They're a very small minority now. Like most people have cell phones.
They're in remote areas, dude. My fucking suegro watches this guy that goes all over Oaxaca, and he goes to like remote areas where they literally like are in huts and shit. But that's like, that's like not the whole fucking country, dude. That's like one person, dude.
But the thing is like this media conglomerate, like we have their attention, right? It goes good in Mexico, it becomes like a whole thing, you know, like starts promoting like throughout many countries, you know, it could be an avenue for like some serious growth, man. And for the league to conquer, you know, new territories. It's all about expanding, you know, and new frontiers, conquering new frontiers. You know, that's these things, they have like profit margin, like motives. And one of the things is constantly expanding. And so like, it's a good for the league. It's good for, you know, viewership. I think it puts us, you know, in a position to succeed. And maybe, hopefully one day it'll lead to the end of this Wild West thing that we have, Liga MX, where everyone can do whatever they want. Like every team can get like their own deal. Like it needs to be on one place, and it needs to be like a really big and important platform. And you know, what better one than Netflix?
Yeah, in Mexico, it's the Wild West, because you know they'll stream games on Disney Plus and HBO and TNT. Like it's all over the place in Mexico. I was like, damn, dude, like where do you catch a game? You have to have like a whole fucking chart. But for me, you know, I think Netflix showing up is that's big. You know, who knew? Like who thought like Netflix would get to this point? You know, we used to mail those DVDs. Like you get a red envelope, and you know you have to rent one movie at a time. And like now they're streaming Mexican national team games. Like what the? How did we get here, bro?
So 15 million subscribers in Mexico.
Yeah.
And the population is 130. But they are the, even at 15. It says they are they're the dominant streaming service in Mexico. But I mean, dude, that should say a lot though, man. But like out of 130, about 100, the population of 130, only 15 million have that Netflix.
So like Mexico has a lot of multi-generational housing. So like one house, one Netflix account could be, you know, 10 or 15 people.
Yeah. Honestly. It says that in the U.S. they have about 80 million subscribers. Yeah, that's a lot, dude.
80, or what's like 320 million population, I think.
But you guys were talking about, or Jaime was saying that like this shakes things up, and that's good, you know. And I saw this article by Medio Tiempo, and they're like, it's the end of an era, and 34 years Televisa has been hosting La Selección, right? 34 years, and then now it's...
Well, I mean, they still are. There's just a tournament that they don't have. I mean, this happened before. Claro Sports, because they have Claro, that's Slim. And he has like the cable, like the TV station, and they got the Olympics. They showed the Olympics, but then too bad for them. The soccer didn't qualify for the Olympic tournament, but they lost. Televisa has lost before the rights for tournaments with Mexico.
But in 34 years, they've never lost the Gold Cup rights. And so that is the end of the era. And like, I think it's good because, you know, they've had it for 34 years, and let's look at their product. Like, this sucks. Like, the app, like, the clarity is not good compared to other apps. They diversify it in a way where we have to pay double. Like, sometimes they'll have things on TUDN, and then like another channel, and one of them's on ViX, but the other one's on like DirecTV. You know, it is so crazy. And then like the in-game advertisements were like even the quality, like we'll miss like important plays. It's the product sucks. And it could be better. And what better way to inspire Televisa to come back stronger than some competition?
Yeah, no, the VIX and all that is so trash. I hate it. I hate the fact that you have to you're forced to have to use it because they put games exclusively on there. So this is good. Netflix has obviously the bandwidth. They're kind of like the pioneers to start streaming, aside from Sling TV. So they have years and years of R&D. So I expect to see the broadcast be super high quality, smooth, better than anything we've seen on over the air. And who knows if they'll pour out and do advertisements. It being in Mexico, I would be surprised if they didn't, but maybe it won't be as bad as the normal broadcast.
It's not perfect. Like for the Jake Paul fight on Netflix, there was a lot of technical difficulties, but I don't think Liga MX is going to hit those numbers. Because that was the whole world was watching. I don't think the whole world's going to be watching Liga MX. I do think they're going to have good numbers, but I don't think it's going to be Jake Paul numbers. But Netflix, not perfect. They're still figuring out the live broadcasting sports format that they've been experimenting with and dipping their toe into. But I do think the upside is exponential, and I'm excited for it. And I think it's good. I think change is good.
Oh, sorry, Chompo. I had the music playing in the background on the YouTube stream. He couldn't hear us. My bad, bro. I fixed it. But yeah, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter Spaces, guys, and also on our Discord server. Whew. Yeah, let's talk about Chivas, man. I want to be here and eat crow. It was not a pretty sight against Tigres. It was early goings. It was right off kickoff. Tigres really showed that they are the home crowd, that they are the dominant team. And Bruneta scored within 16 minutes. We had a very quick turnaround time with Daniel Aguirre. We need to talk about that kid. He's doing some interesting things as a defender. He might have more goals than some of these America players. And then after that, it was a different story. Tigres completely dominated us. And Melito, man, he looked bad out there. I don't know if maybe his lineup was a little bit too aggressive, or I don't know. I'm going to have to lean on Rifalo for the tactics of it all. But overall, it was a humbling experience, right? You look at the defeats that we've had this season. We've only had 3. Toluca, Cruz Azul, and Tigres. So we're not, even though we're the best team in the league on paper, as you can see, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
It's also it's a younger team as well. It's to keep in mind,
So my issue was with the tactics. I think Melito respected too much the Tigres attack. I think that's reasonable. I think it's reasonable, but I think he went about it the wrong way. I think Chivas has looked the most dangerous. I think they've been the most successful when they've been the protagonists, when they've been attacking, when they've been unafraid of being on the front foot and taking it to their opponents. And they definitely weren't that against Tigres. And you could tell by the lineup where we had, Romo, Campillo, Castillo, and then Aguirre in midfield. Even though Aguirre ended up scoring a beautiful goal, he doesn't bring you a lot in defense. He's more off the ball. He's not he's not a midfielder. He's not a great facilitator. It's not his job. He does a pretty decent job, and Melito trusts him. But he was put into midfield to neutralize the Tigres attack. And so that left us as a reactionary team, right? And I don't think we're as successful at being a defensive reactionary team as we are being a protagonist. And so I think that's where we fucked up, or Melito fucked up.
Yeah, it was a humbling experience. We're over here with our chest proud, hey, we're the best team in the league, and then Tigres do that to you. The good news is the remaining matches of the season look very accessible. We're going to bounce back and play against Necaxa. And then we're going to play, we're going to play against Puebla and then Necaxa. And then we finished the regular season against, that's it. Damn. Time flies, man. There's only a couple games left. It's just Puebla and Necaxa.
But yeah, man, in this game, Romo, that first goal was on him. He really shit the bed. And he's supposed to be our captain, right? I know he's coming from an injury, but that was just embarrassing from him. I do expect more from him. I think our whole back line was exposed, man. I think Campillo was at fault for like one of the goals. Like he let him cut inside. Castillo was at fault for one of the late ones. Aguirre, he scored that beautiful goal, but he was more in midfield, like I said. But like all of our defenders, man, they were absolutely exposed tonight. I mean, that night, and that was unfortunate, man, because we had been doing so well. And one of the nice things was that the back line was gelling, and fucking that kind of went out the window in this game.
I'd rather this happen in the regular season than in Liguilla, right? You still have time to make those adjustments, learn from your mistakes. That first goal, though, was very frustrating to watch, trying to play out the back. Romo kind of like, I don't know, he just kind of forced it and ended up causing the first goal. And from there, it was just really like downhill. There was one more match. We finished the regular season with Tijuana. Hey, look. We've only had 3 defeats this season, and the rest have been, victories, and we've had only 1 draw. So I think Chivas have done a great job, already qualified for Liguilla, qualified for the Champions Cup. Now, obviously, the thing's going to change after the regular season. We're going to lose players to the national team in preparation of the World Cup. And we'll see how much they can, how far they can go. I would like them to secure the first seed, so at least they have home field advantage all the way through. And then, if the games were to go to a draw, then they go through on because they were a higher seed. So there are advantages to finishing first. And right now, the way it's shaking up to be, we would be playing against Atlas. So who knows? It could be another Clásico. America's also like down there in 7th position. There's still a couple games left, 3 games left to see out the regular season. Still some tweaks that we need to make defensively, offensively. But hey, we're chugging along. We have Abdias joining us.
Buenas, putos.
Well, what happened, man? You guys couldn't handle LAFC.
So calientito y picosito, ¿verdad, cabrón? So, ¿qué pedo, güey? ¿Qué pasó con Chiquitigres?
No, I'm just saying,
¿Qué, güey? ¿Te metieron la pipa?
You strategically avoided the first 30 minutes of the show because we were...
No, güey, me quedé dormido.
It's okay if you had to go in the corner and cry. You had to cry and, let it out. LAFC.
Nah, hombre. Hasta crees, güey. ¿Crees que Chivas USA me va a hacer llorar?
I don't know.
No mames.
You said Larcamon's this. You're going to, take us to the chop and we're the best and defending champions. Well, you guys will be watching the rest of the tournament from not even your home because you guys don't have one.
Ay. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. Man, yeah, we lost. We failed. Pero ¿sabes qué es la diferencia entre tú y yo, güey? Que yo estoy perdiendo en competencias internacionales mientras que a ti te están metiendo 4 pinche dedos en el culo en un puto viernes botanero, güey.
It's Tigres, bro, and it was a Saturday. What are you talking about?
Se me olvidó, güey. Es que como solamente lo pude ver por pinche Aztecas 13. No mames, porque fue en el volcán. Era exclusivo de TV Azteca.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pues a huevo, porque eres pocho, güey. Tigres tiene contrato exclusivo con TV Azteca.
And then here their games are in Peacock, or where are they?
Yeah, Peacock, because that's the way the rights shake off. They gotta hop on that cock. Which, speaking of cock, hey, wait, are you guys still walking straight? Porque cuatro duelen, güey.
Yeah, I'm fine.
In fact, you know what? Can you do me a favor? You know, last week when you were in here talking all that cash shit about it is our year, dog. It is written. I will bookmark this moment. You know what? Can you play right now? Because I just heard you take a fist fucking. And I want to make sure que esa resolución, ¿verdad? Esos pinches huevos que tenías la semana pasada siguen donde mismo.
We're still doing it, man. It's still happening. It's a good, like I said, it's great to go through this now. You learn from your mistakes. That way in Liguilla, you don't fucking do this. And it's 2 legs, so we'll be fine.
So copium. No, that's what I'm hearing.
The thing is, we've done our homework ahead of time that we're, sort of reaping the benefits of that. Like, we're already qualified Liguilla. We're probably going to secure home field advantage, right? We did all the hard work in the beginning, early stages of the season. And guess what? Our next 3 fixtures are very accessible. We'll probably win out the rest of the season. And that'll be it.
Oh, so then you're making yourself feel better because you've been fucking nothing but fat bitches, right? Like, is that what's happening? Because if that's the case, bro, we can all be a player if all you're doing is fucking fat bitches. We only
lost to Toluca, Cruz Azul, and Tigres. That's not bad, bro.
Huh? What do you call those? I believe that's called opposition.
Nah, I mean, there's like Monterrey, there's America, there's...
Oh, you mean the one that we just talked about last week and a couple weeks before?
I'm just saying, like...
How they're sucking dick and they play for nothing? You mean the team...
beat them.
Espérate, güey. ¿Sabes qué, güey? Ahorita te parto la madre también. Pero primero, déjame terminar con ese pendejo. So you mean the team that plays for nothing, the team who had their head coach sacked, the team who's about to have their sporting director sacked, and then the last fact is, los pendejos que dejaron que aficionados se metieran a su plantel? No mames, güey.
Just saying.
Me estás hablando de Rayados.
We have more victories than you guys in the same amount of time. So if it was so easy, you guys couldn't do it. We did.
Let's not forget that they staggered your games too, right? Because your home was the fucking center of mass chaos within Mexico. In fact, some would even go to describe it as domestic terrorism.
Oh, my God.
Homeowner problems, man. You guys wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, way. The over 700 body bags found around your stadium.
The Bay Harbor Butcher, man.
Is what we're talking about, right? No, we're just talking about Mexico. We don't even need to bring Dexter into this one.
It's 30 minutes into the game. America still 0-0 with Nashville. I'll tell you this right now. Nashville scores an away goal. We got a problem because America will need 2 goals to get through.
Which I guess would be the question, right? Which one would be the biggest fracaso? Cruz Azul or America getting bounced out? 2 of the biggest teams.
It's not even close, Cruz Azul, because you guys are the defending champions.
I would say Cruz Azul too. Because America, we all know that they're nothing else than a fucking Mazatlan outside of Mexico.
They barely scraped through in the round of 16. I didn't expect them to get past who they play in the round of 16. I was surprised they got past that team.
Also, Cruz Azul let in 4 goals. I doubt, America lets in, 4 goals at home right now. So, come on.
4, senor. You mean 3?
Well, I mean 4 aggregate.
Okay. Porque even I said it last week, the thing that happened with Cruz Azul is that they failed to capitalize on the away goal advantage.
Yep.
That's it. Like, that's what it came down to.
But you guys looked embarrassing in that leg, dude. Dennis Buanga, he made Lira look so bad. It made me even doubt that this guy's national team caliber, dude. I'm like, fuck, dude. We were over here praising Lira on the national team, and then he gets exposed like that. Like, ugh.
What, bro? Did it give you the ick?
It's like, dude, I mean, Buanga's not even he doesn't play. What does he play for? He's French, but I don't think he's playing for the French national team. We're going to have...
I think he's Algerian.
Is he? I don't know.
Damn, Jaime. It sounds like you got the ick, bro. And I've never heard a man describe that. So, thank you.
He is... Gabonese.
Gabon.
Pero sí, güey, neta. And let's just be honest. And I shared the meme with you guys last week. As soon as they lost against LAFC, the meme started circulating of, hey, papá, no te quiero asustar, pero tienes al América este fin de semana y luego tienes al AFC otra vez. Nada más para que te prepares.
I saw a tweet that said that Larcamón has 7 games consecutive without winning.
He does, because Azul is in a little bit of a slump right now.
Fuck.
Where it's not looking the hottest right now. Which, honestly, even I've been wondering, it's like, what the fuck changed? Because before the international break, everything was functioning fine. After the international break, it's all falling to shit. And so, I don't know what this last break changed within the team that has just changed the entire chemistry.
You know what throws me off, man, is how the fuck you gonna have a left back Omar Campos as your right back? Like, I don't know. It just seems a little redundant to me.
Se llama pierna cruzada, carnal.
Yeah, I can understand that for a winger, but for a wing back, it's very rare to see actually. Maybe on the right hand side, like a right back playing wing back, like for injury, but the other way around, it's just weird to me.
Y por eso te falta visión, güey. All right, es el pedo, nomás te falta, güey. No hay problema. Right? That's why you like watching kids, because the kids can't do it. It's that certain level of amateurism, right? But once you get to a certain level, they start to perform well.
You know, I was really disappointed on Saturday, not because of the Tigres game, but because they gave America Cruz Azul prime time, right? It was prime time Saturday, and it was a very uneventful match, 1-1. Yeah, I don't know.
Mira, güey, not every game can turn into a fucking XNXX scene, all right? Like, they don't all turn out that way, especially when you have relatively decent teams. Ahora, what I will say about this one is that America fucking charged their Kai and just came at it with Cruz Azul. Because that first half, bro, puro pinche América. Puro pinche América, toda esa primera mitad. Right? They were attacking. They were doing fucking everything right. They were looking dangerous behind every single ball. Then came the second half, and that was a whole different story. That was 100% Cruz Azul right there. Cruz Azul took over. They started shutting them down. So as the game developed, that's where you start to see Cruz Azul really, really taking hold. Pero también, güey, para que termine en un puto 0-0, no mames, güey. ¿Verdad? So even when I watched it, and even among some friends, they were like, oh, boss, what's happening with Cruz Azul? What's going on? This and that. It's like, bro, we just had Conca in the middle of the week. We're going to have it again. America is sucking dick right now. What's the point of putting all of your carne en el asador when you have an international match midweek? And that was the truth. If you looked at the lineup today, Cruz Azul went out to try to win this match. Pero la cagaron. Right? They were more focused. It seemed as if they were more focused on...
I didn't see any urgency. I didn't see them. They strolled into the game like, oh, it's 0-0. Bro, you guys are down 3 goals, man. Where's the urgency?
That's exactly it, because I was watching it. Por eso me quedé dormido, güey. Well, one, because it's late out here in the West Coast, and the East Coast, right? Especially if you start an early day. But the other thing is, the product on screen wasn't that fucking exciting. All right, my dick was flaccid the whole time. So therefore, why am I staying awake? Like, why am I torturing myself with this? Now, the thing is, and what I was saying was, it seems as if Cruz Azul was overly reliant on the altitude. Like, if that's what they depended on being their saving grace. Porque sí, güey, they looked pedestrian today. Same thing. There didn't seem like there was urgency. No les estaban picando el culo. No sé qué más quieres que te diga, güey. La cagaron.
Yep. They did.
Pero, they didn't take all 4 in only 90 minutes. That's my saving grace.
Yeah. Hey, it's only our first defeat in 2 months, so I'll take it.
Because it's your first opposition that you have faced in 2 months.
But can we talk about that Aguirre goal? This guy only cost us $30K. He is an LAF. Yeah. 300K. Sorry.
30K, bro.
300K. Sorry, but still, man, not even $1 million, dude. Not even $1 million for this guy. And he's like, he's been a great player for us. I think he's got 4 or 5 goals since he's joined us, which is, rare for a right back, center back, and now center defensive midfielder. It just goes to show you that he's also very versatile. He's a UC Riverside product, so from SoCal, and he's a LA Galaxy 2 graduate. And then he played for LA Galaxy, and now he's at Chivas. And he was like such an under the radar buy. And he in this game he was he scored a beautiful volley, man, a long distance volley, and he was probably our best attacker. And he's a center back. He's a right back sometimes. So just goes to show you the quality of this guy.
It's kind of fucked up, but I remember the first time I saw him, it was like a Chivas friendly they had in San Jose. And he wasn't in his uniform. He was just like dressed up like normal. And it like threw me off hearing him speak like fluently English, because he has the face of someone that's like from like fucking the jungle, bro. He looks like he's from like, fucking Chiapas or fucking Oaxaca, bro.
All right, hold on. I have to come in and I have to ask this one. Did he have the Beaner accent?
No, he doesn't. Because he was born here. He has like a normal accent. Like, I was like, oh, what the fuck?
All right. Does he have that SoCal accent? You know what I'm talking about, man?
Not the Cholo
accent. That like Pocho accent.
Nah. Not at all.
Same thing like the ones from Texas, man. You can hear it from them.
It was just funny.
All right. So he's clean. That's the wild, man. I feel the same way every single time that I run into an Asian person that pulls out that nice crispy.
Yeah, for real.
I'm just like, holy fuck, dude.
On a side note, looking at the flip side of Tigres, do we need to have a discussion about Ozzy Herrera? Because he's playing great, and he hasn't been considered for the national team. I don't know why. I'd much rather have him or Berterame.
Oh, you want to have this conversation? Because that's not a problem, man. And we've talked about this before. What doesn't Aguirre like?
Don't say he doesn't like black people, because he has fucking Quiñones on the team.
Oh, I was going to say Mulians. But okay, cool.
Oh, my God, dude.
If you don't like you some fucking mulies, then you're the exact same way as fucking Aguirre,
we had
okay?
this discussion. He took Melvin Brown in 2002, bro. I don't believe that shit.
Melvin Brown doesn't count, okay? And like I said it last time, the difference between Melvin Brown, Quiñones, and Ociel es que a dos de esos tres cabrones, la pipa está tan grande que parece que te va a comer, güey. Entonces, no mames, cuando estás en las regaderas y te da miedo de que te vaya a morder ese pinche pitón, por eso no los convocas.
I'm pretty sure Aguirre doesn't go to the fucking showers, bro.
He's just looking at them through that hole in the wall. Although it's kind of weird, man. He's only focusing waist down. I don't get it. Weird placement on the hole.
There's also people saying on the media that, oh, what a great game by Rafa Marquez coaching the Mexican national team. So I don't know.
That one.
Yeah. I don't know if Rafa is also like influencing the player call-ups, but I do think for the next group of friendlies, I know there's only like a couple left. I do think he deserves a look.
All right. So really quickly, right? So, fuck, man. I don't even know if this is like a tinfoil fitted moment or not. Pero, chinga, I wish Albert was here. Some of the rumors that I've been hearing is that one, which I don't believe, sounds a little bit crazy, sounds a little bit like fucking conspiracy theory, that Vasco is sick.
Sick?
And Rafa sick, enfermo. Que el Vasco está enfermo y que por esas razones es que vimos que Rafa era el que estaba dando indicaciones durante los últimos juegos. ¿Verdad? That's one of the rumors, right? That Vasco isn't feeling too hot going into the World Cup. We might see, or we will see, more involvement from Rafa with the first team.
Really? I don't believe that. Why do you say that? He looks fine in the press conferences and everything.
And that's why I'm saying that's one of the rumors floating out there. I don't want to give him much for that. Like, no le quiero dar mucho pinche aire a esta cosa, pero es uno de los rumores. ¿Verdad? That's one of them. The other one that I'm hearing is more based around the fact that Rafa is the one who, behind closed doors, is really making the calls. Right? That he's starting to let him cook going towards 2030. He's starting to take over. That's also one of the reasons, let's be honest, man. Two things. Let's just look at Mexico in the last World Cup. We were the oldest team in the World Cup. This time around, there's a lot of youth being brought in. Most of all, there's a lot of youth with a trajectory towards 2030 versus thinking of the immediate short range. So
I also want to know if Ligini's also influencing that decision, because he is in charge of all the development, right? And he's doing a fucking stand-up job.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch that interview that's been making its rounds lately of Lilini sitting down. I think it's like almost 40-minute interview.
Yeah, I watched it today. It was good.
Was it? What does he speak about?
He's just saying,
give me the gist.
He just said that there's a lot of talent in Mexico, but that there needs to be more development on the physicality and the mental aspect of the. But the interview did a really good job of doing his research, and he talked about, in the beginning it wasn't even about Mexico. It was just talking about his career trajectory and how he scouted some like famous players when he was like in Russia and all that stuff. So. Yeah, he's got a pretty good pedigree, man. Like Ligini's he's a really good scout.
He's a great scout, man. He's even willing to get your team to perform. The only problem is he fucking ended up in Pumas. And let's be honest, man, we all know it. Pumas will fucking end your career. Look at Hugo. Right? Like, he hasn't been able to bounce back from that and las elecciones, and those are two of the hottest seats in Mexico.
It's 0-0 at halftime, Nashville and America. So we'll have to wait for the second half to see if we can break the deadlock. If not, this game will go into extra time.
Oh, man, come on. All I need is Nashville to make one, and that's it. I can take my wife to a nice little steak dinner. Not because I bet, but because I'm a fucking hater. And anytime America loses, it merits some Longhorn and cheesecake.
I'm kind of conflicted, right? Because I don't want an MLS team to win this tournament. But I also would love to see America get eliminated.
See, it's so hard, man. Mira, aquí está el pedo. And it breaks down into three things, right? I'm a huge soccer fan, right? Me encanta el pinche fútbol. Lo que quiero al fin del día es que el fútbol salga ganando. ¿Verdad? That's what we all want. All of us who watch this sport, all of us who truly love this sport, that's what we want. Second is the name is in the handle itself, güey. Yo soy pinche papi Pemex, putos, ¿ok? Entonces siempre y cada día voy a estar apoyando y queriendo más del producto nacional, a.k.a. Liga MX. Pero aquí está la más importante, güey, y la más grande. Es que odio al puto América más que lo que amo a mi propia pinche madre. ¿Ok? Entonces, por esas mismas razones, gracias, por esas mismas razones, güey, estoy dispuesto a irme en contra de las primeras dos. Entonces, que chingue su madre la Federación Mexicana, que chingue su madre el fútbol, y todo lo que quiero ahorita es que pierda el pinche América.
I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting for that to happen.
So to counter Abdia's, as you guys all know, I'm anti-America as well. Big Wheeler hater. If anyone in the chat will tell you, I try to poop on them whenever I can, but objectively looking at them and then also being a fan of Mexican soccer and putting the Mexican national team above everything else, as opposed to some others put club over country. America has been great for La Selección. A lot of our best players have come from the America Cantera. And even now, over the weekend, Pato Salas scores a crucial goal for against Cruz Azul for Club America. They've always had a constant output of jovenazos. And Edson Alvarez, Lainez, to a lesser extent, a few others have gone and made big names for themselves. Raul Jimenez is another graduate from the cantera there. So, I do have to give them their flowers. They've been very good to La Selección. Many would argue that Televisa built the FMF. And I think that's a strong argument.
Guau, dijo
Eres un
el
estúpido.
pinche perrito. Gracias. That right there.
Nah, man, I can't. No, I understand. You want to have, you can't have Chio without America. I understand the yin and the yang, but nah, man, I can't stand for that glazing, dog. I can't.
Look.
I'm not glazing, though. It's not glaze. It's all founded on fact. It's not
Look,
glaze.
man. Look, we all know that Rifado was chugging white Gatorade before coming in here. And if you know that trick, that's because your girl's an eater, and good for you, my guy. Pero Rifado was in here trying to give that, like, fucking Glack 3000 level glaze on America. Pero, güey, no mames. ¿Cuál I'm an America hater y aquí se la estás mamando all the way down to the roof?
You've seen the chat. You see the chat. I shit on America all fucking more than you, dude.
Now,
like,
really quickly, Ira. This is what I'm willing to give you, and this is what I'm willing to concede. All right? America probably has the most competitive cantera. And for you to make it out of their cantera, you have to be a true standout. That I'm willing to give to you. All right? That's what sets their sample pool apart from everybody else. But taking that as a grain of salt, you have to start looking at their sample pool. Because let's be honest, and we've talked about this multiple times before, America doesn't create talent. America buys talent.
They used to.
Well, that's because they burnt the bridge with South America.
They don't have money anymore.
No way. They don't have connections anymore. They burnt down all of their bridges, because we talked about this several episodes back, and Ron got all ronchita, right? Se me infló y se puso un poquito rojita. Pues, you know what happens with pussies when you abuse it too much. Entonces, le dije, the problem is that they burnt all of their connections with the promoters in South America. And he came back with, do you want to keep those type of business partners? Right? Because they've had legal troubles and this and that in South America about them being paid for the players. And so that's what's happening on that side. Pero, güey, no mames. El América produce muy poco, compra doméstico, ya no es el América de antes, güey.
Nope.
So stop measuring them to what your dad has always told you about America.
I'm literally watching a fucking Burger King commercial, and it's Lainez, Henry Martin, and Jorge Sanchez, bro. It's like, bro, mediocre at best. But they're wearing their national team jersey, and yeah, dude.
How many of those players are still getting called up?
Just Jorge Sanchez.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it earlier, Abdias, but when the Cruz Azul was on a commercial break, I saw a fucking Fidalgo commercial wearing the national team jersey. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me already, man? That was fast.
Bro, everyone in the Mexican Federation drank the white Gatorade. All right? Like, they're just fucking glazing them, bro. It's just a moment of time. Like, he's going to come. He's going to be there. He's going to go with us. And he's going to represent the country that he's always felt in his heart. Mexico. It's very similar to fucking Berterame sucking the RG's cock allá in Miami as soon as he scored one goal. In fact, he even took an Argentinian flag from the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah. No mames, güey. There's levels and there's fucking disgust.
Yeah. Well, we want to hear from everyone in the chat or on Twitter. Feel free to chime in on really any topic regarding the Mexican national team, Liga MX, or these Conca Champions Cup matches. Again, Cruz Azul lost today, eliminated in the quarterfinals to LAFC. LAFC will go through. America currently 0-0 at halftime with Nashville. I really think the winner will be on the other side of the bracket with Seattle Tigres. Tomorrow, Tigres soundly defeated them 2-0 in El Volcán, but it might be a different animal over there. What's it, Lumen Field? I forgot what it's called nowadays. I know, Abdias, you mentioned that it's artificial. Is it artificial turf or is it real turf?
Espérame, wait. Yes, it is called Lumen at this point, unless they've gone through with a name change. Uh-huh. I know that was in the works, and yes, it is turf. Like, it is turf.
Real or fake?
It's. I don't think there's real turf. AstroTurf.
Oh shit! Okay.
And so it's not real grass. It's shiny as shit when you're on there, when you see it. And anytime that you watch, dude, even in FIFA, they did a really good job at depicting the glossiness of the pitch. Yeah. From it being synthetic, because that's one of the first things that I noticed when I stepped into the stadium. You look down into the pitch and you see that shine. And it's like, oh shit. And then when I got to go down on pitch side, you got to see it.
Yeah. So that might be a factor in tomorrow's match. And then you have LA Galaxy versus Toluca, which honestly, that first leg was kind of, all over the place. It was like Toluca was dominating, but LAFC was able. LA Galaxy was able to get 2 away goals. So I mean, you have to also consider that might be as accessible as people think. I still think Toluca should see this through, but the way things are going, I would not be surprised if we have a semifinal with 2 Liga MX teams and 2 MLS teams. Balanced as all things should be.
Espérame, güey, me estoy muriendo.
What the fuck?
Es que pues ya sabes, güey, cuando le pegas a la pipa, tienes que tener cuidado porque a veces la pipa te pega para atrás.
Oh, shit.
Entonces, listen. Enseñanzas que no les va a enseñar su papá, pero yo sí. Porque los quiero ver triunfar, cabrones, ¿eh? No los quiero ver en una pinche alcantarilla de que no, papá, que pues, ¿verdad? Mucho consumo. No, niños. Eso es para los pendejos. Ahora, lo que iba a decir, sí, güey, es súper pinche interesante de que va a haber balance en los dos lados. And let's be honest, güey. That's what we want to see in these competitions. Because just like League's Cup, whenever I see two fucking morro pretos going for it against each other, I feel bad. You know, that's like brown on brown crime, man.
That is brown on brown crime. That's not fun.
Mira, güey.
It is nice to see.
Indiada shouldn't be a thing.
It's nice to see like these fucking privileged white kids that grew up in the MLS farm system that think, you know, it's a competitive league, and then they then they go to Mexico and they're like, what the fuck is this?
Bro, like last week, that meme of the little boy. Once Tigres scored, el niño que se quitó la camisa y andaba gritando y todo, güey. That thing went around the world.
That kid has a kid, okay?
Yes, exactly. And a secret family.
That kid, he looks like he's 10 years old now. This guy's a grown man already.
Bro, that kid sits around las maceteras in la plaza and just eats ramen raw. Like, he doesn't cook it ni nada, güey. And when you ask him why, he says two things. Porque no tengo tiempo y así me gusta. Sabe mejor. And you're like, holy shit, señor.
Yeah.
No hay pedo. Pero that's what they were talking about. They were talking about the ambience, how hostile it is. A lot of the players, güey, were coming back and saying that they had never played in those type of environments.
Yeah.
Entonces, no mames, güey. It's completely different. If anything, like those declarations from last week and this week's video of what's his name? Sanjay Hoon, el pinche King Pop que tenemos and Chivas USA. Ese güey, when he came out of the tunnel in Puebla, he looked up and you could tell that he was impressed by, you know, my current couch that I live in. Mira, güey. Mira. Primero, antes que nada, güey.
Hey, you're over here like, would you like to see a tour of my house? The couch I'm living on?
Mira, güey, aquellos pendejos allá que usan el mismo color del estadio, those are just my roommates. All right, don't mind them. They're just like Ron. They haven't seen a pussy in years. All right. Me, on the other hand,
they gotta look in the mirror.
I have fucked so much and so hard on this couch. Some say that I've raped.
Oh,
so therefore,
God.
I own this entire fucking house.
No, when you guys were in El CU, you guys had a better record than Pumas did. That one I believe.
Pero güey, también no mames. Es el pinche traslado.
You can't compare. Puebla hasn't seen victory in.
Bro, have you ever been to Puebla?
No, I haven't.
For good fucking reason. All right?
I would go for the mole. That's the only reason I want to go is for the mole.
I hear it's beautiful. They have more churches than like I think any other place.
Really?
You know? Yeah, it's a nice little. I've been meaning to go. I fell down the YouTube videos on the travel to Puebla.
¿Sabes
nice,
qué, güey? Ve a la central de autobuses y dime cómo está. No más para que sepas, güey. Está on the edge of town, un putazo de baches as you're going in, and it looks like that's where they dump bodies. That's the first impression that you get of Puebla. Puebla isn't on the up and up. All right? Lo único que tiene Puebla es el pinche coliseo, la arena coliseo que tiene ahí en Puebla, que es la Catedral al Dolor. Es lo más chingón que tienen. But other than that, man, going to Puebla from Ciudad de México es un dolor de huevos como no tienes idea, güey. Y yo me lo eché en autobús. Igual como se lo están echando los pinches jugadores. Y es un dolor de huevos. Honestly, dude, it's like a 2.5 hour ride, each way. The fans aren't making it out. It's not, the players aren't enjoying it. it's one of those things that has been said repeatedly. Having to schlup it all the way out to Puebla week in and week out sucks ass.
Wait, so I mean, I guess there's no other way, right? They have to take the bus over there?
They have to take the bus. There's nothing else.
Where the fuck are they training at? The fucking public park? Like
La Noria. No. They're training at La Noria.
Oh.
So these guys, so here's what happens with Cruz Azul, right? And it's, once again, that's why it's been a talking point for them, or at least for Larcamon for a while. He's kind of using it as an excuse, which is a bitch move. But I get it, right? Try to pull anything down with you while you're fucking sinking. So Cruz Azul trains at La Noria, right? They're still based out of La Noria. But where they play their home matches is Puebla, which is about 2 and change hours from CDMX via bus. And then let's not forget, because we've all been there. How is traffic in El DF?
I'm going to sound really ignorant right now, but La Noria, is that outside the chicken?
Yeah. yeah. Way the fuck outside the chicken. All right.
Where on the chicken?
Quickly.
Where on the chicken is it?
All right. Dear listeners, let me add a little bit of context here. So every major urban city has a designated safe zone where tourists can go to. You know, it's like, oh, you're going to find the trendy restaurants here, the hotels, everything you want to do generally comes down into this general area. In London, it is known as the banana, right? There's a certain banana shape that London forms where you can go and be safe and experience a good time. Mexico City, in true Mexican fashion, somehow that outline makes a fucking chicken. We're talking about Roma Norte, we're talking about Polanco, all of those places are magically enclosed within this imaginary chicken in the center of Mexico City.
Oh my God. It's so fucking funny, dude.
So with that being said, no, La Noria is not in the chicken. It is not in the nice and trendy parts. It's actually on the outskirts.
That's funny as hell, bro.
Oh, hold on. Speaking of chickens, I just want to point out this fact of how much Mexico loves chickens. As of right now, the number one rated show on Hulu in all of Mexico is Chicken Cockfighter.
Oh my God.
That Japanese anime about a chicken is number one in Mexico on all. I think it's all streaming platforms, actually.
That's fucking hilarious. I'm still trying to figure out how to watch The Office in Mexico, dude. My VPN thing didn't work. And I want to watch it.
You know what? I've been trying to do the same thing, and I can't find it anywhere, man.
I know, dude. I feel like I'm like huge FOMO. You know, I love The Office growing up, so the fact that
I keep seeing the like the memes about it.
No, dude.
And the thing is, like, for me personally, I just want to watch it because it's from the writers and production crew that made Club de Cuervos.
Oh yeah, so you know it's gonna be good. Ugh.
Exactly, because let's be honest, guys, and if you're listening to this show and you haven't watched Club de Cuervos, shame on you.
Oh shit! Nashville just scored.
Espérame, güey.
Wow, pinche golazo, no mames, 1-0, 50th minute. And now, suddenly, America will need 2 goals.
I was about to say, no mames, güey, call it what it is. It's actually 2-0. Like, for anybody who's watching this game right now, anybody who doesn't understand how this works, espérate, güey, my feet just caught up. Yup, hermosura, güey. So, anybody see? They're showing the fan right now. His world just came on crashing down. Because here's the deal. Anybody who watches these games, just remember this. If your team is the away team every goal that you score counts for 2. All right. So as of right now, when you look at this scoreline, think about it as 2-1.
2-0.
Oh, yeah, 2-0.
As America didn't score in the first leg, and that's going to cost them. They're going to have to come up with 2.
Oh, man. Yo, where's Little Hat Trick? Where's Ron?
He said that he wasn't going to be able to catch it tonight. I haven't seen Ron. Maybe he popped in and popped out. I don't know.
¿Ves, güey? Yo por lo menos aquí vengo a que me partan la madre.
Yeah.
¿Verdad? I always show face. I came in late. No hay pedo, güey. Me quedé dormido, pero dije, ¿sabes qué? I'm not going to be called a pussy on air. I'm going to go in and I'm going to show face. So here I am.
You know, the question now is like, you turn to the bench. Who the fuck do you bring in, man? America doesn't have anybody.
America doesn't have anyone right now. Now,
is Henry Martin like injured still, or like what's his story?
Yeah, he got re-injured last week. But if anything, that goes to fuel the rumors that Sebastián Baños is going to Monterrey and is taking Henry as a package deal.
I see.
Because then they're just putting him on ice, lowering his transfer fee.
They need to bring in Violante or somebody, bro. I mean, I'm looking at this bench. There's really nobody.
Yeah. Now, really quickly, do you notice how las gradas, like right now, well, I forget, we're on different streams, but if you look at the pitch side, the shot that they show you, you see that side on the back that's covered with, it looks like fucking like sheet metal, just straight up sheet metal.
Yeah, what is that?
They're still doing work there. If they take off the sheet metal, there's no seats in that entire section.
Wow.
That entire section is still being worked on by construction crews. That's why when they did the grand reopening of El Azteca, I told you guys, they've interviewed the construction crews and they're saying, no, güey, falta un chingos. Si algo, la primera fase ya está terminada, pero nos faltan otras 2 o 3.
So is that like VIP area or is that just?
I don't know. All right, let's talk about this. FIFA's been changing the pricing. FIFA has been changing the seats. FIFA has been changing the zoning of the stadiums.
Oh, Jesus.
After the fact that you already bought your ticket. So let's say you were part of the lucky few who got into that first pool, right? You bought what was it? They were called Zone 1 tickets, right? Which were supposed to be the top of the top. Okay, cool. You got them. You spent the money. You and your mind are like, chingón, güey. Voy a estar en primera fila. Voy a ver la selección. Voy a hacer todo esto. Then in the next round, oh, hey, there's these new seating sections. And apparently what I bought before is no longer the top tier. Wait, hold on. My entire seating section that I bought before got relocated to this other place. Well, what I had bought before, what the fuck happened?
That's crazy.
Oh, that has now been turned into a hospitality section. So therefore, the only way that I could have had the seat that I originally bought is if I would have had a hospitality ticket.
That's fucking dirty, bro.
So pricing and keeps going up. They keep changing. They keep changing the zoning in the stadium. In fact, so much so that the New York Times came out with, I guess there's no better way to call it, rather than an expose piece, talking about all of this and how people are feeling fucking swindled by FIFA.
Absolutely.
Now, combine that with the news that, was it today or was it yesterday that broke? ¿Qué pedo, güey? ¿El juego o lo que estoy diciendo?
They did the first warning for the puto chant.
Yeah, they've been doing that, man. Cruz Azul had it done as well. They stopped the match.
Yeah.
Which, it's bullshit that they're doing that in Mexico, man. Fuck out of here. Like, if you want a virtue signal, do it in your own fucking homeland. Don't do it here. Like, no mames, güey. It's you know what this reminds me of? When Americans come into Mexico and get upset about the staff not speaking English.
Or when they go to Mazatlan and they complain about the bands and like the music.
Banda and cocaine at the beach is like, bro, where the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah. No, as far as the FIFA thing and the tickets thing, like I think it's so fucked up. We were talking about it earlier, Abdias, that they're banning fucking tailgating. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? My argument is like in Qatar, we respected your culture that you guys don't like pussy and you guys don't like alcohol, and we had to go to certain zones outside the stadium to be degenerates. But here in America, tailgating is part of the red, white, and blue, man. Like showing up at 10 a.m. even though the game's at 6 and getting fucked up and having the cornhole and fucking beer pong and. You know what I mean? It's like, that's shotgunning a beer. Like, you're telling me FIFA's going to be like, no tailgating is allowed? Who the fuck are you to tell me there's no tailgating allowed?
That's exactly it, man. Next thing you're going to tell me that I can't take my fucking gun to the stadium. Like, come on. This is the red, white, and blue, okay? Mass shootings are a fucking thing, an institution of this fucking country. All right? If I can't get drunk in a parking lot and I can't go shoot up a fucking elementary school, what America are we living in? And I fully endorse it. Like, no mames, güey. This is one of the most American traditions that we have. It's one of those things that we were going to be able to fucking pop our collar and show the world of like, hey, I know you guys have pubs. I know you guys do all of these things. Pero para nosotros, güey, el desmadre empieza aquí.
Mm-hmm.
Y ahora, nothing. Especially like, hey, do you understand how fucking expensive those parking tickets are?
Oh, dude.
So therefore, that's what I was thinking. I was like, hey, you know what? Probably a bunch of people just get the parking ticket, do it that way. That's a whole different type of party.
Yeah, you
right?
You put the game on like a projector or something, and you just watch in the parking lot outside the stadium. That'd be fucking dope.
Exactly. That's its own type of fan fest. Pero and here's the devil. What is the key to every tailgate? And it's really, really simple. We might be overthinking it. Alcohol. Yes. Okay. Now said alcohol and food. Where do you get that alcohol and food?
Yeah. So they're trying to, prevent people from doing that ahead of the game. So they have to spend in the concessions. Yep.
There you go. That's where the money is. Because let's be honest, if you do tailgating, if you do it right, and if you've done it, you end up not eating at the fucking game, like inside the stadium, because you've already fucking stuffed yourself in the parking lot. You already got a pretty good fucking buzz going by the time that you get in there. So therefore, your consumption goes down considerably.
That makes a lot of sense for two reasons. Yes, that's going to cut away from like concessions. But two, they're probably just trying to prevent people from being fucking intoxicated before the kickoff. Like a safety thing, I mean, that's what they're gonna use. That's the blanket, excuse they're gonna make.
Yeah, you can use that blanket excuse, but let's not forget, you can use the same safety protocols that were being used in Mexico City just a few weeks ago. Which is, because let's be honest, we've all been to international games, and if you've been lucky enough to go to major official international games, you know the levels of security that you have to go through. There's typically anywhere from 3 to 4, right? As you're getting closer to the stadium, you start being filtered out as to whether or not you have tickets, this and that, all of these other things. Well, in Mexico City, one of the things that they were doing was even if you had a ticket, they were breathalyzing people to see if they would be capable of even fucking para que puedan convivir con regular people. Entonces, that's one way that you can control it. It's like, all right, cool. The tailgate section, everybody who's going in here, cool. I'm going to breathalyze every single person in here. If you blow over the legal limit, you're not allowed in.
Damn.
Because let's be honest, man, we saw it, and if I remember correctly, this year it was fucking preseason. LA Chargers. There's a lady who suffered alcohol poisoning inside of the stadium.
Damn.
Because she was like pre-gaming super fucking hard at the tailgate. Then she had one of those. She had a flask that looked like a phone, like a power brick. So she smuggled that in there, and she kept drinking straight liquor through. And then boom, she slumped in the nosebleeds, and they have to take her out of there with alcohol poisoning.
Sheesh.
And that was a preseason match. That was the first preseason match that the LA Chargers were playing.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. You know, the tailgating culture, I think, would have been phenomenal to be showcased at the World Cup, especially because, you know, not just thinking about the game, right? Thinking about broadcasting and, you know, how they had to have before and after, you know, coverage. And they're just going to pan out to these stadiums in America. And I'll be honest, you know, they're not in the best locations, you know, so they're going to pan out to these stadiums and it's just going to be suburbia or fucking highways. At least like you have shots of people in their, you know, tailgating with their tents and their, what are the fucking, those things are called? And then people with like bands and I don't know, dude, I just feel like the tailgating culture is really fun. I mean, you know, that's the only reason I used to go to like Raider games. I wasn't a football fan, but god damn it, those tailgating parties, that was like funner than the game.
That's exactly it, man. It's going to be so fucking swaggerless. Like, here's the deal. And let me paint a picture for you. Saturday mornings, you wake up, you turn on ESPN. What do you see?
Yeah.
College game day.
College fucking takeover, bro.
College game day, bro. That fucking energy, those crowds, that fucking mayhem that happens. That is American culture. That is what you could have gotten with tailgates, with everything, just the right momentum going into this World Cup. But guess what? You're choosing to be fucking greedy. You're choosing to take everything that takes America, and you're fucking it up, dude.
Yep. 64th minute. Nashville still up 1-0 over America. Brian Rodriguez just took a free kick and it went well over the goal. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for America. They might be getting eliminated tonight.
Yeah, they're not even dangerous behind the ball.
Nope.
If anything, you know what I've been seeing a lot of, and just porque lo estoy viendo de reojo, es Pato Salas, güey. How much he complains. Which, honestly, is a little bit fucking annoying, right? I don't like a soccer player to complain. I like for them to get up, get mad, and kick the shit out of the dude who just fouled you. I don't want to see you on the floor, fucking tirando los brazos, flopping like a fucking fish. De que no me pegaron, no, güey. Párate, ponte bien los huevos y ve y métele un putazo.
The game has been suspended because of the puto chants. And it looks like America will be making 3 substitutions. This also happened in the Cruz Azul match earlier today. I can't believe they're still reinforcing this rule. It kind of like went away for a while, but it looks like they're still enforcing it in the Conca Champions.
You know what, man? If I'm going to put on my conspiracy hat, I'm going to blame FIFA on this one. Because what did we hear at the grand reopening of El Estadio Azteca? Nice and clear the whole fucking game through.
Yeah.
You heard that puto chant.
Yep.
Over and over again. In fact, so much so...
They even did it to Talavera.
Yeah. And the commentators were joking about like, oh, that's the good thing about having these prep matches in front of the World Cup. You get to fine-tune the sound of the stadium. That way you don't hear the chant.
Wanted to talk.
Mamadas.
Yeah. While we're on the homophobic chant, what are you guys' thoughts on Katia Garcia? She is making history as the first woman from Mexico to officiate at a men's World Cup. And, she came from UNAM. And, she's been she's been refereeing in Liga MX for a couple seasons now. And got into some hot water. There's been a lot of fucking drama online. Like, I really don't know what the issue is. Like, did she just, blunder it completely and now everyone's calling for her head? Like, I don't really understand the issue.
So I think there was like a late red card that she gave out in the match against San Luis. So Pumas versus San Luis. It was controversial, and then I think the coach was berating her after the match, and then he got a red card too, or something like that. So the trouble is that she is a graduate of UNAM. She's a Pumas fan, and the idea of fairness, of objective refereeing, is undermined by her history. And so that was called into question after, controversial calls during this game. And so, she's being criticized for that. And some people are going a little further and criticizing her for being a woman in the sport.
Yeah.
Which I think is a little uncalled for. I don't think she's an amazing ref. I think she's decent. And I think it's more of a federation issue. Like, if you have someone who's a graduate of this school, they probably shouldn't referee their games. So, let's avoid that in the future, and then we can avoid instances like this one.
That's exactly it, right? Now, really quickly, ¿verdad? Sorry, Jaime, I didn't mean to cut you off. But the thing is, every single comment has those undertones of, porque es una vieja. ¿Verdad?
Yeah.
There's a reason why Mexico has a special fucking penal section for gender-based violence. Feminicidio is a real thing within Mexico, right? So that ideology is alive and well in Mexico. And if you start to listen to a lot of the lines of questioning, it's not just one single question that la cagaste. No, it's the way the argument is built, and it's always built around her gender.
Yep.
All right? That's the problem right there. Ahora, let's talk about it, and let's talk about it openly, right? La Comisión de Arbitraje de México es una pinche cagada. ¿Ok? Valen verga. La única razón cuando salen a enseñar la cara es cuando la cagan, y la cagan masivamente. Esos cabrones no tienen conferencias de prensa, no nos dejan saber cuando la cagan, nada de eso. Shit, do you guys remember last year when they fucking doctored footage of that Chivas game?
Wait, what?
So el año pasado, güey, era un partido contra Chivas donde expulsaron a uno de ustedes. And la federación released audio and video, but they were incorrect. They were doctored. So just in general, the officiating in Mexico is shit.
Yeah.
So when you have these moments of inconsistency, right? These moments of, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Why is the assistant referee got tight pants on, man? They're way too tight, bro.
Yeah, way too tight. Come on, man. Like, just admit that you're in Mexico and that you've been eating tacos.
Bro.
God damn, bro.
Some people want to show off that cake.
He's got those yams out, bro. What the fuck?
He is serving up some cake, bro.
His fucking yams over there, some camote over there in Mexico City going on, dude. Someone needs to... That is a very unflattering camera angle. You should know better than to wear fucking sweats that tight, dog. Unless he knew what he was doing.
Bro, there's no way. Those are way...
Why him and not Katia is all I'm asking.
That's exactly it, right? Porque y antes que nada, güey, I want to rephrase this, everything that I said up until this point, es de que, miren putos, quien sea que se meta con Katia, se mete conmigo. Y al menos que quieres que te reviente el puto hocico, no vas a decir ni madres, ¿ok? Le vas a decir, gracias, mi reina. Y ya.
I honestly think, like, look, every referee deserves criticism, and it's always been I've had issues with Chiqui Dracula, Archundia. I mean, we've had so many referees in Mexico, iconic for different reasons. I mean, I forgot who gave Thierry Henry a red card in the World Cup. I mean, that was a Mexican referee. So it's like, we've always had these like controversial issues with referees. I think the only difference now is that it is a woman doing it and she's messing up, and everyone just throws her under the bus because she's a woman. It's like, oh, no tiene huevos y todo eso. It's like, all right, man, not necessary.
Pero aquí está la cosa ahora, güey. Look at her body of work. Ever since she's come onto the league, right? As como like being the center ref, right? She lets the players play.
Yeah, she does.
She doesn't call trivial fucking fouls and shit. All right? She lets them play hard. She lets the game flow. Y cuando se le ponen a los huevos, ella también se les pone de huevos a los jugadores. Which I really fucking like. Que no se les achica. Cuando se le vienen y se le amontonan, les enseña los huevos. Entonces, when you look at her overall body of work, it is good. All right. Now, if you want to start pointing out moments here and there, y que, hey, en el minuto 15 de la jornada 2, no mames, güey. Que en cada partido por lo menos hay 2 a 3 llamadas que le faltan. Y ese es a cualquier pinche árbitro. 2 a 3 llamadas que fallan. So I don't get what the thing is. If anything, personally, what I believe to be the most inflammatory is when the Mazatlan's head coach, pinche América pendejo, couldn't even capitalize on a fucking sitter.
Yep.
Wow. El Pantera, quién sabe qué. All I know is that they call him El Pantera porque está grande y negro. Pero he missed it for América. Pero como estaba diciendo, güey, lo que yo oí y lo que se oía que era más ojete fue el director técnico de Mazatlán que estaba gritando en los camerinos de que cómo es que una mujer va a venir aquí y hablarles de huevos. Que se quiere poner los huevos allá, pero que en el resto del mundo no, y que quién sabe qué. Some very fucking chauvinistic words that were coming out of the head coach. And that's from me, all right? Like, yo soy machista y todo lo demás, güey, pero también, güey, hay niveles, no mames, no vas a cuestionar la profesión de alguien.
It's funny, was it Habibi says, America trying to avoid elimination by suspending the game with the puto chant. That's fucking hilarious. And El Pichichi del Barrio saying, hey guys, is Zendejas tearing it up? It is what it is, man. They are about 15 minutes away from elimination. Nashville still up 1-0. America needs a goal bad and quickly.
Yeah, man, I don't think they're doing it. And you want to know, man? Just like Miami getting bounced out, this is one of those things that I absolutely love from this competition. The upsets. It has a little bit of that March Madness vibe of like, hey, anything can happen. Anybody can beat anyone. Keep your head on a fucking swivel. Because at the beginning of this 2-leg fixture, if you would have told me, hey, Nashville beats America by 1, I would have told you, yeah, you're right. America sucks dick at international matches.
wanted to talk about another topic, and this is something that we have mentioned in previous episodes. You know, Chucky Lozano's decision to stay at San Diego, which basically eliminates him from going to the World Cup, and it all comes down to that 7.5 or $7.6 million salary. He's just taking his bag, whether he's playing or not. The interesting thing is that there was an approach by, you know, Pachuca's team, Real Oviedo, for him to go over there and help the cause, and he declined. So I don't know, guys. Do you think he made the right decision by securing the bag over missing out on a World Cup and basically being retired at this point?
You know what, Rifado? I'll let you defend your hometown hero first before I come in.
Sorry, you cut out for a moment. Can you say it one more time for me?
Oh, about Chucky Lozano. His decision to basically rot on the bench, collect his paycheck, and miss out on the World Cup. Was that something that you agree on, or should he have gone to that loan at Real Oviedo?
You know, from a sporting perspective, obviously that's the best choice. You're not wanted in San Diego. You need to get the fuck out of there to help your career, stabilize and find continuity after this disastrous move. But on the other side, the financial side, the more important side, Lozano's got to make his nut, dude. You know, he's 29. I think he's about to turn 30. Probably the last big one. He's in a great city. They overpromised him. So, you know, like I'm fence sitting. I'm fence sitting. On one hand, I understand him staying. On the other, I'm disappointed that he didn't go abroad. But like I said, man, your career is a very short period of time, and you have to make the most amount of money in this very short period of time. And I can't fault him for securing the bag for him and his family, even though he doesn't talk to his parents. And he's a fucking diva. And there's like so many clubs shit where he's being a fucking diva. And yeah, man, like he's obviously like got his own issues, but you know, I can't fault him for choosing money.
You know, this is prime for him to end up at Chivas, bro. This is like the kind of deals that Chivas would fucking pull off. Is let's get Chucky Lozano.
Is this a bargain bin special?
I just feel like, you know, his realistic options after whatever happens with his contract at San Diego, he either returns to, you know, his home club, which is Pachuca, or one of the teams that Pachuca owns, León or Oviedo, or he ends up at Chivas. Like, honestly, like Chivas would be a team that I could also see like America going after him, honestly, or Rayados,
and trying to like copy that tridente from Qatar.
So the thing is that he does still have a future. So that makes me even more disappointed because, like, you know, we always repatriate our stars, you know, who go abroad. Like there's always a market for them back home in Mexico, as Joel loves to point out. So like, it's not over for him. He probably should have gone to Real Oviedo.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
That would have been a great move, right? You're back in La Liga. You're trying to help that team stay afloat. And it's a very competitive league. You know, I think it would have been the right move. And it doesn't have to be a permanent move. It could have just been a loan. I don't know what that situation looks like because even though you're loaned out, that doesn't mean that you don't get paid. I don't know how that works with your salary. It's not like, oh, okay, we don't have to pay you anymore. No, they still owe you your dues, but maybe it's split between two clubs. Maybe he just really likes San Diego and doesn't want to fucking leave. Like, honestly, like it could be a lot of the things. In the end, though, I can't believe he's choosing the bag over what he probably would have gone to the World Cup. Honestly, Aguirre would have taken him if he was active. It's like, dude, that's your last chance of going to the World Cup.
And Oviedo is struggling to stay afloat in the top flight of Spanish football. He would have played day in, day out.
Yeah.
Almada, you know, respects Mexican, good history, good track record with Mexicans. Oviedo needs one. They're owned by Grupo Pachuca. So, like, I think they need some Mexican representation over there. The stars would have aligned for him. It would have been good for him. It would have been the last hurrah as far as the selección is concerned. But he didn't fucking roll the dice on it, man. And that's unfortunate, man. I think he might come to regret that. But he's rich as fuck, dude. I think it's like $7 million a year. San Diego, America City. It's so beautiful here, man. Especially if you're rich as fuck. So kudos to him.
He's out there just hate watching, But I also think it leaves a bitter taste in the MLS's mouth, right? Like, not to gamble on Mexicans for DPs, right? Like, they haven't really panned out. Obviously, Carlos Vela did, but you look at the other ones like Gio Dos Santos, Chicharito. I mean, the list goes on and on. The DPs haven't really pandered out in MLS.
Yeah, they overpromised because they gave him like power to reject other DP signings or GM or GA signings. There's two special sort of signings, and he had power over who would get those invitations. Like he could say no, and which is like so amateurish for San Diego. Like, you invest so much in this guy, and then your coach doesn't want him, and now like the whole plan has gone to shit.
Yeah,
a lot of marketing gone to waste. I see him on every fucking bus, every fucking trolley.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, hell yeah, he's all over the fucking place, man. He doesn't even play. It's crazy.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's crazy. How embarrassing. If I was a San Diego fan, I would sue them for like false advertisement, That's crazy. Well, we're at the 2-hour mark. It's most likely that America is not going to go through. They just suspended the game again. This is the phase 1. So they've been suspending the game for the chant. Embarrassing. I'd say, guys, if you want to, we can start our closing thoughts and put a bow tie on this episode.
Yeah, really quickly, what I was going to say and what we were talking about before was the Chucky thing. Right? Sorry, I had to go take care of a couple things, fatherly duties. Pero aquí está el pedo, güey. ¿Verdad? The whole Chucky thing. I don't think he did wrong. I think he made the right move. Like Rifado said, you need to make the most money as you can in this short period of time. That is what he's doing. That is what he's prioritizing. My question is, how do you feel about the Carlos Vela situation? Because it's pretty much the same fucking thing. Right? He put the bag ahead of everything else, especially knowing how ungrateful the Mexican fan is and the Mexican Federation is. All right, because let's not forget, en la Copa Mundial pasada, ¿quién era la piñata favorita de todo México? ¿Quién era el pendejo? ¿Quién era el cabrón que le estaban puteando día tras día en todos los programas de fútbol?
Jimenez? Raúl Jimenez?
No.
Oh.
Chucky.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Chucky was the fucking punching bag of all of Mexico. Because everybody recognized that Raul was a cripple. All right? Like, all of Mexico knew it. And we accepted we expected jack shit from him. And now, here we are. Right? Very similar things. Chucky. If we would have taken him, let's be honest, would he have been a starter? He's been on his decline. And ever since that World Cup, he's been rapidly losing stock within the Mexican national team. So you know what? You have this bag that was promised to you. There's a fucking contract that every interested party signed. And now you're going back on your word. No, senor. I'm keeping mine. I'm staying here. This is the commitment that I signed. This is how much you said you were going to pay me. Now let's fucking do it. And so I'm for him.
Yeah, it's just there's got to be something more to it because you can put your personality aside, that your outside the pitch shit issues aside. At the end of the day, man, he's a player that can impact the game, and I don't know. As a coach, I don't buy that shit that it's like, oh, I don't like him, so I'm not gonna play him. Like, dude, he's too expensive for you to leave him out. You have to figure out a way to break bread and put everything aside and utilize him. Like, I understand no club or no player is bigger than the club, but I also think if you're a coach, if you're a great coach, you'll learn how to fucking get the best out of him. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I just think it's like pussy shit to be a coach and say, oh, I don't like him, so fuck it. He's just not going to be utilized. And your fucking boss is like, bro, we're literally burning money.
That's it. That's the fucking key. You mean to tell me your front office isn't like, hey, pendejo, do you understand how much his contract is worth? Do you understand how much your contract is worth? Do you understand that it's cheaper for me to fire you, the head coach,
they should,
who's not using my star fucking player who's running at the bench?
Get Piojo in there. Fire that guy and bring in Piojo, and he'll fucking find a way to make it work.
Hey, wait, espérame. I took a Cialis earlier today. My dick can only get so hard. Okay.
Hey, maybe that's Shuki's MO. Maybe he's fucking Machiavellian 3D chess master, and he's like, I don't have to. I just have to outlast this coach.
Wow.
And then I can come back, and it'll be like Aragorn in Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
You lost me there, buddy. But all right.
For the record, it's pronounced Aragon.
Oh my God, I've got two of these fucking nerds. All right, guys, go touch grass.
Wait, there's only one return and it's of the Jedi? Okay.
San Diego's not doing well. They're in 8th position in the season, and they got eliminated from Champions Cup. So yeah, I mean, fuck it, dude. Fire that coach, bring in a Mexican coach, and No.
You're not just bringing in any Mexican coach. You're bringing in one of the most Mexican coaches out there. You're bringing in the guy that went Super Saiyan in the rain in Africa.
Wow.
All right. Do you guys remember that?
I remember
because I do.
I remember when it's Super Saiyan on your ass when they. Yeah.
We're talking about country. Ahorita, wait, sit down. All right. Porque don't make me remind you of that fist fucking you just took this week. All right. So let's not get too brave right now. Entonces, no mames, güey. I would love to see pinche Jardine, güey. He's all red.
He knows his job's on the line.
It is. And I would love to see that same type of intensity. Porque, güey, no mames. You mean to tell me that you're bringing Piojo into an MLS team, but not just that. The MLS team that is closest to the U.S.-Mexico border? And you have that influx of international fans, that type of fan base that's kind of already built into the club. And now you get to, like, capitalize on it?
Hey,
no mames.
I no cap. I would too. If Piojo was coaching San Diego, I would fucking watch that every goddamn week. Because I know it's only a matter of time. He's going to fucking lose his fucking marbles. And there might be putazos. There might be some crazy shit. Dude, like, he's just, he's a firecracker. You never know when he's going to go off.
I would like to see how his style of play does in MLS, which is picándote el culo, not backing down, not being afraid of putazos. So it would be interesting to see that Piojo come back.
Dude, this is like the worst I've seen America in a long time. They look fucking like fish out of water.
They're defeated, dude. They don't have anything left in the tank.
They're just putting bodies up there, and there's no fucking strategy. It's just, let's just put it in the box. And they suck at finishing. It's just fucking blown chance after blown chance. Like, wow. And of course, there's no fucking America fans on tonight's episode. They're all fucking... They hide, bro. They're not at Longhorns because they're not allowed in there, but they're hiding somewhere in their mom's basement. I don't know.
Like, every single time that America gives up the cheeks, you never see them. You never hear about them.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
we'll have to give it into Lil Hattrick and Ron on the next pod. But yeah.
little hat trick, bro. Ron doesn't say shit. Every single time that he's been on here, after and while they're actively giving the cheeks, he doesn't say shit.
Oof. Nashville's about to put a second goal in, man. Oh, they did. Oh, no, they didn't. Oh, they missed. Oh, my goodness. Qué jugada. They missed.
Lo perdonó la gente. Se despide. ¿Cómo se está despidiendo el América, maestro?
Sí,
Wow.
el equipo rival.
Still 1-0, 92nd minute. America needs 2 goals. Anyways, guys, yeah, let's get into closing thoughts. You guys are all on mute, by the way.
All right, I guess I will go first if that's all right, everyone.
Yeah.
Stop me now. Anyways, thanks for having me, everyone. For Jornada 14, I want to go ahead and get into the Jovenazo rundown. As always, Jornada 14, 64 Mexicans this past weekend. It's a lot. 17% of the 378 players available to play. And yeah, that's a great number. 17%, that's, you know, we're talking close to 1/5. And the pick of the litter, Elias Montiel. Every time I see this guy, I see him dominating midfield, fast as fuck, two-way player. You know, I'm just Sabasco. Look at this guy, please. I know he was injured, but he's the man. Another guy, 21-year-old Patricio Pato Salas. He's got a nice goal for America early on in the fucking Clásico versus Cruz Azul. And so, yeah, he's not a really he doesn't score a lot, this kid, but he is good. I think he's like a 9.5. Like, he's a good facilitator. Some motherfuckers compared him to Hormiga. Don't do that. This guy is nowhere near Hormiga, but he's a good 21-year-old kid from the Club America Cantera, and this game he got on the score sheet. Good for him. Kudos for him. So yeah, he's good. And then last but not least, Gilberto Mora makes his return, subbed on for Cholos in their 2-1 away victory against Juarez. You know, that Derby Frontera. So yeah, man, that guy, he's back. I think he's gonna go to the World Cup. I think we were all waiting for him to go. And yeah, I'm excited for him. He looked good, man. There was a moment where, like, there was a penalty shout for him. He got fouled hard as fuck, and I was scared. But you know, he got up and like he looks just as good as the pre-injury is what I'm trying to say. So three Jovenazo shout outs that I wanted to give out. Thanks for having me, everyone. I do appreciate it. Have a good one.
I was trying to figure out why you were bringing in Lord of the Rings shit into tonight's episode, but I saw that they had just announced a new movie, so I'll let it slide.
Wait, hold on. There's a new Lord of the Rings coming out?
Yeah.
Ooh. Hold on, dude. This is highly important to our listeners. Are we talking about an animated like they did last year, or are we talking about prequels, sequels?
Like a prequel, Golem.
Hunt for Golem.
Oh, okay. Yo,
Yeah.
you know what? That is a good story. That, you know. Look, the Smegma story is always a good story. I mean, Smeagol story is always a good story.
Oh my God! There's an Asian America fan crying in the stands. They just panned to him. Oh, dude, that's sad.
Wait, there was a doña that was
The
asleep on
game's
the...
gone. The game's gone, man.
Oh,
There was a doña that was asleep on the stands. But
saw
also, I'm really happy that Lord of the Rings is what brought Joel back into the mix.
Oh my God.
I've been listening. I'm just
Oh,
trying to
el
complete my taxes.
niño.
I
For
know.
tomorrow.
Niño.
It's heartbreaking. No, Joel,
Nah,
we're talking
fuck him.
Joel, we're
Fuck him.
They pan in the America game. They pan to like this Asian kid just crying his tears.
Oh,
And you know what?
They
I'm
lost.
happy. I'm happy. That's what he gets
I'm
for
gonna take
rooting
the
for
they lost.
America. All right. Mira, aquí, and just going into this is going to lead into my closing thought. Nomás los putos, los niños y los pendejos le van a la América, ¿verdad? ¿Por qué? Porque es lo más fácil que puedes hacer en la vida, güey. Porque me dices que no te gusta la adversidad y porque me estás diciendo que te encanta el sabor de pito en la boca. Entonces, por esas mismas cosas, güey, me da gusto decir en este momento que, ¿sabes qué, güey? Mamó el pinche América, porque no vale verga, ¿ok? Y lo digo y lo sigo. Ahí está. Y lo digo y lo vuelvo a decir, güey. El América afuera de México y sin el arbitraje no es nada más que el pinche Mazatlán en amarillo. Si vimos el partido de hoy, no jugaban a nada. Vimos el partido de la semana pasada, no jugaban a nada. Vimos el partido durante el fin de semana, el clásico joven, no jugaban a nada. El pinche América, si no tiene al Gato Ortiz, no es nada.
And it's official. They are eliminated from the Champions Cup. Final score 1-0 Nashville.
Y así es como termina el pinche mito de la América, del ave de las tempestades, de la grandeza de Jardiné. Ahora quiero volver a oír esas excusas de, pero el tricampeonato, nosotros somos tricampeones, porque la exigencia ya no está ahí, porque saben que el pinche Club América ya no es lo que ellos creen que es, güey. Ya ni el americanismo es lo que siempre decían que eran. El ódiame más, el que jugamos por grandeza y quién sabe qué, ya no. Now, let's be objective and let's not just be throwing veneno. Cruz Azul también mamó. Cruz Azul la cagó. They had a better chance. They failed to secure the away goal, which is what came back and fucking killed them today. All right? If they would have been able to get an away goal, it would have still been a fight. But the moment that LAFC, I misspoke. The moment that Chivas USA came back and scored a goal, that's the moment that I knew we were fucked, right? Because at that point, we're facing a 3-goal deficit. And I knew that there was no way we were going to come back. 2 goals? Como si nada, güey. Metimos el primer gol en el primer tiempo. No hay pedo. Y luego, that's what happened with Cruz Azul. Now, let's do what all the big teams do, right? Let's lick our wounds. Let's get ready for Liguilla. And let's go, right? Unfortunately, some of the people here in this pod, while they're familiar with licking their wounds, they're not familiar with playing these international matches. ¿Verdad? So,
hey, you have summoned Lil Hatrick from the dead.
Good. Pinche Díaz, güey. Cállate a la verga. No mames.
¿Qué, güey? ¿Qué estoy diciendo que no es verdad? ¿Qué estoy diciendo que no es verdad?
Es que me sorprendes, güey. No. Bro, Cruz Azul. Oh my fucking God. Cruz Azul, you guys have a much better team, right? You guys have a much better team. You guys, in my opinion, you have higher expectations because of what you guys have built, the investment that you guys have had. And you come in here, you see, bro, we fucking sold Fidalgo for like $1.5 million, like earlier, like some months ago. This team, and hey, mira, es un fracaso. Está bien, es un fracaso. Pero no mames, tantita madre. Tú no puedes decir nada. Después de hoy no puedes decir nada. Y no sé, mira, yo ahorita vengo de allá de mi tax guy y hija de la chingada.
Oh, you got fucked twice today,
no,
huh?
Tu presidente, güey. Tu presidente. No mames. But look.
Mira, pero espérate. Mi presi te dijo, güey. Mi presi te dijo que ibas a ganar tanto que ibas a decir, no, por favor, estoy cansado de ganar. ¿Ya te cansaste? Porque si sí, es que no tienes aguante. Pero ok, síguele.
No, pero yo, a huevo que yo aguanto. Pero that's the thing, right?
America did whatever, and it's fine. It's fine. I don't know what you guys have spoken about. And I can't wait to re-listen to this episode. I really wish I was on earlier. But I will say this though. It's fine. Who gives a fuck? It is what it is. All I know is that.
Tell me about your tricampeonato, güey. It's okay.
Espérame pues. All I know is that the people whose club couldn't even make it into the tournament. All I know is that the people who support a club that they only have to worry about one tournament while we got the World Cup coming up. They sped up the process, right? They made the tournament like a little bit. They shortened it essentially. You have to play more games and less time, right? So now there's certain teams, fans of certain teams, who don't have to worry about the international stuff, right? They just sit at home, they play whenever, and it's all fine and dandy, whatever, man. All I know is that y'all can't say shit, and I don't know if y'all did, but there's certain fan bases that can't say shit.
Are those fan bases in the room with you right now, Lil Hatch?
Chivas.
We just qualified for the next Conca Champions.
No. I'm talking about right now. Fuck next year, bro. They could be.
Bro, I'm talking about the last 3 iterations of this competition, maybe even 4.
Dude, we will bookmark that for next season and let those excuses roll. But hey, our team's gonna get fucking ripped apart for the World Cup, so we're gonna go into the Liguilla toothless.
All I know is this, man. It's really. I want to see what Toluca does, right? I want to see what they do because it's really difficult managing so much winning, and I'm not saying that. No es mame. Toluca, in my opinion, they have been able to manage this success because they've been continuing to invest, right? Like America, even from the beginning, we after 2 seasons, after El Doblete, we lost Quiñones. Then we lose Cabecita. Then eventually we lose Diego Valdez. And these players are having so much mileage that they end up dealing with injuries. You have Henry Martin, who hasn't really played much over the last year. You have Sendejas, who over the last 4, 5, 6 months has been dealing with these muscular shit. Even Fidalgo, it came out that he has I think it's a genetic, how do you say that word? Generative? Something's wrong with his knee where it's like a condition he has. And he was even dealing with some knee issues before he was sold to Betis. So shout out to Toluca. We'll see how they do. But it's interesting because if the teams aren't investing and you're just playing so many fucking games, like Toluca, America during the rain, right? Hey, never forget about that shit. During that time, they were having to play 6 more games per tournament than other teams who maybe didn't qualify. And even had that repechaje year where instead of 6, it was 7.
Wow. Well, I hate that we're, 2.5 hours into the podcast. We have to do closing thoughts. But yeah, we'll hear you next week. Joely, I think you're last, man. Are you still on? Joel?
Quickly, start talking about Lord of the Rings.
No, yeah, I'm here.
I fucking called it. I fucking called it.
I'm like little Patrick. I'm also late on my taxes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll probably file an extension because I'm getting low. I'm getting less than last year's. I don't know if maybe if I get someone, they could get more. No, my comment was more on Chucky's bag, and I think Riff Raff saying how he wouldn't make the World Cup squad and how he turned down Oviedo and all these things, but I still remember when he was in Napoli and how the coach had to keep making him train. How he even sent him home one day is how he just him walking into the training field, right? He had like Fuji face or something, and he's like, you know, you want to be here, kick rocks. And so I think that's been, probably a negative in him where there's players that they just don't like to train or they just become lazy. And I think this guy figured he was going to coast, in MLS and then just do minimal work. And when he found out it was like, just it was the same. I think he's like, well, I'm already making good money. I'm just gonna kind of like a big middle finger to everyone. I still want to know more of the reasoning. I think we'll find out eventually. Because for the club to like just, completely disassociate from him despite paying all that money, just kind of goes to show. And the opportunities are there, as we saw. But I guess he just doesn't want to work for it anymore. He figured he already earned it. Just, why go and go ham on training or start flying to Spain or, as bad as Oviedo's going, those players are probably going even harder than his MLS teammates just because of the league and overall more competition to make that squad. So I think he hung up his boots, man. I think he gave up and or not gave up, he seems to have gotten a really good deal. So he got his early retirement.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in the long term, I understand securing your bag, but you're also one of a handful of players in the world that has a chance to go to World Cup and go to multiple World Cups. To me, would be like the pinnacle of your career. Money will come and go, but nobody will be able to take away those World Cup appearances from you. But then again, it opens up the the spot for younger players. Hopefully, we shall see. But Chucky Lozano is yesterday's news, and most likely he'll end up in Liga MX. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us tonight, watching Chemos and Huilas get eliminated from League's Cup. Tomorrow, they'll be back at it with Toluca and Tigres remaining the only Mexican teams in the tournament. So hopefully they pull through, and maybe we can catch another episode tomorrow. We'll see how La Banda is feeling, because I feel like there was a lot of energy tonight towards the end. My closing thoughts. What will be the repercussions for Larcamón and Jardinet for getting eliminated in the Champions Cup? It doesn't seem like they're doing that well. Like I mentioned earlier, Larcamón, this is now his 7th match without winning, which is concerning. And it really does feel like this is the end of Jardinet's tenure at America. Hopefully they'll have the respect to allow him to finish the season through before he departs. Or maybe they decide to finally invest in the club and convince him to stay on. But I honestly feel like it's the end of an era for Jardinet. $5 tickets for Mazatlan FC in a world where FIFA is trying to get as much money out of their fans as possible. I do applaud Mazatlan FC allowing everybody to go to their last matches for 5 pesos. Not even $5, 5 pesos. So good for them. For those that don't know, Mazatlan FC will be dissolving at the end of the season. They have sold their spot to Atlante, and this team will be no more. Which, by the way, this team absorbed Morelia, which did exactly the same thing. So there will be no football in Sinaloa, in Mazatlan, and in Michoacan as well. And that's all I got. I'm not happy about Chivas losing 4-1 to Tigres, but the rest of the fixtures look a lot more accessible. Get those slump busters, as Joel likes to mention, against Puebla, Necaxa, and Tijuana to finish out the regular season. I hope that Chivas secure the first round seed, so they'll have home field advantage for Liguilla. We just got to take it day by day, game by game. But thank you all for joining us tonight. We encourage everyone to follow us on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and all on our social media platforms. We will catch you on the next one. Good night.